I'm just creating one EC2 instance. Okay, so I already told you yesterday about these things, the instance type. Okay, I already discussed about these things. So now I am just installing some of the package from scripting. Okay, so hash bingo space here you can see that I have written one script. Okay, so whenever you are writing any script, then it will be start from the shell has been bash only. Okay, it is a special format for the shell scripting. Okay, so here I am running the command, linux standard command, sudo yum install httpd -y. It will install the http package. Okay, and after that it's restart the services. Okay, and here I am putting some file in a http directory. Okay, this is testing server. Okay, it will show you when you access this server EC2 instance on your browser, then it will show you this is testing server. Okay, so now click on next. This is the volume size. What I did yesterday. Okay, so when I'm trying to resize the volume, because the 8 GB is already size of the. Okay, I'll tell you the thing. When, give me a moment. Here Okay, I already told you the security group. Okay, but today I also discuss about the more thing about the security group. Okay, simply let me choose one of the existing security group. Okay, now just launch the instance. So I need to go in volume to see the this instance volume. Okay, so this is the volume. Okay, when I try to modify this volume, okay, I stuck on this screen. Why? Because the volume size already having 8 GB. Okay, so in ESB, elastic block storage, you can only able to increase the size of the volume. If you want to decrease the size, then it's not possible. Suppose we have been selected 8 GB, okay, and if you want to decrease the size, then it's not possible. It's give you the error. The size of the volume can only increase, not decrease. Okay, so this is the main case. And if you select 8 also, the and click modify, then it will be also stuck because this is the actual size. So whenever you want to resize the root volume, you have to choose extra amount, okay, like 10 GB, 12 GB, whatever the amount. So that's the reason I stuck yesterday. Okay, so I did the silly mistake. Got the point? Okay, now
If
come
we
to
try
the
increasing the volume yesterday itself, the pop-up should have shown, right? Like yesterday itself, like it should
yes,
not.
yes. Exactly. I have been seen that, but I thought something else. Okay, so that's the reason.
I
Hmm.
don't remember seeing that pop-up, but yeah, that's good. Like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that instance has been up. Let me check whether the data which I have been put it in a script that are is running or not. Okay. So it's showing that you have been installed the Apache server, but I have been put it one data also. This is the testing server. It's not showing. Okay. So let me take remote of this server. So this is the default directory for the Apache. Okay, so Apache is running. Here you can see that Apache server I have been installed by the script. It's running, but the data which I have entered in this Apache, I believe that file has been not created. So that's the reason it's not showing. Let me check any file is available or not. HTML. Okay, type LL. No file is created. So that's the reason. So now create index index dot HTML file and put it some data. This is testing server. Okay, done. Now refresh this screen. Okay, so it's showing this is the testing server. Okay, so why you are getting this okay, so you whenever any users want to request, want to access your server, okay, so by this IP they can able to access this type of message which you have entered in this server. Why? Because of the security rule, you have been enable that security inbound rule for this server. So that's the reason the user can able to access the same thing. Okay, so here you can go into the security group. Here you can see that this is the security group which I have been chosen for this instance. Okay, so now open this security group. So here you can see that you have been open that HTTP for IPv4 and HTTP port for the IPv6. Okay, and for SSH for remote purpose you have been enabled that SSH also and HTTPS also. If you delete this rule HTTP or HTTPS, then you cannot able to access the server on browser or data. Okay, so now right now it's accessible. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm just deleting this rule from security group, then just see what is the reflection. Give me a moment. Here I'm just deleting this https. So here I have been deleted all the http and https port. Okay, now click on save. The save that inbound security group has been updated. Okay, now if you refresh, then it will give you some error. It's stuck on, it's browsing, and after that it will give you error. Okay, here you can see that this site cannot be reached because I haven't allowed any inbound rule in security group. So that's the reason it's showing this site cannot be reached, because the security group is a stateful. Okay, you can allow any type of inbound rule in your server, but you cannot set any denied rule of into the security group. If you want to deny the any type of rule, then you have to go with the network access control list. I believe it's already covered in VPC. Okay, suppose any other hacker or any unknown user try to access your server. Okay, so you are just seeing that in log directory some of the it means IP address is hitting again and again, try to access your server. Then you can block particular IP in through the network access control list. You can block that inbound request from particular IP. But if you want to do in security group, then it's not possible. Okay, and here and you can attach one or more security group with the single server. Okay, and it is also providing one feature, you can attach same security group to multiple instance also. Okay, so that's the reason it's providing the virtual firewall between the user and between the web servers. Okay, so now again I'm just editing this, I'm just allowing inbound rule. So when I select HTTP, okay. Okay, so here you can mention custom. It means your own IP, whatever the IP decided for the this server in your organization. You can put that IP also. And if you click on anywhere, it means this HTTP port is enabled for everyone. Okay, it is not best practice to use. Okay, and if you select my IP, then it will take your system IP. So for the learning purpose, I am just using this. I'm just opening all port. Okay. So HTTP rule is added. Now I'm just adding HTTP also. HTTPS also. One second. It has been added. I have been chosen security group. So now it has been updated. Okay. Now just refresh this. Are you able to access the content? Yeah, you are able to access the content. So this is the security group. Okay, that is provided by the AWS. Okay, to prevent or your server. Okay, so that's security group done. Now come to the instance. What is left? Okay, elastic IP. Okay, now come to the elastic IP. What is elastic IP? Elastic IP provide you one fixed IP for your server. Okay, here you can see that you have a public IP. Okay, when you shut down or when you restart your server, then this IP will be changed. Okay, so in the production or environment, you need to fix a IP because in if you're installing some application like PHP, or if you're installing database, then somewhere you have to mention this path DNS. Okay, so DNS also having the same IP address also, it's including. So if you are restart the server, then IP will be goes change. So in that case, you have to change the in application also, that path you need to change. So to overcome come that problem, it's providing the one feature to assign elastic IP, fixed IP to your instance. Okay, so here you can see that it will come on network and security elastic IP. Okay, So I'm just assigning one elastic IP to this instance. After that, I'll restart the instance also. Okay, so you have to allocate elastic IP address. Okay, so you are getting that IPv4 address. Here you can see that definition, selecting public IP address. Okay, put from which a public IP address is to be allocated elastic IP address in your change if they are not associated with running instance, a network interface that attached to a running instance. Here the much more about that. Okay, you can go through. So this IP has been created. Now you need to assign this IP to particular instance. Okay, so for that you have to select this IP and just go to associate elastic IP address. Okay, here you are associating this IP address to interface, sorry, instance, not on networking. So you can go through with that. You can assign this IP to network interface also. Choose the instance. So now when you click on the, it will show you the list of instance which you're having. So all are stop condition. Only one developers are running. Okay. So I no need to put private IP. It's automatically taken by this server. Okay. Associate. Okay, so that IP address is 52.54.193.24 or 24. Okay, so now come to the instance and just check whether it has been allocated or not. Here you can see that that IP address has been allocated. Okay, if you restart, if you shut down this instance, then the IP address is will be still remain. Okay, this is the main feature. Okay, now change instance type. Okay, so change instance type. Suppose you have been configured this instance by using T2 micro, but after some time that business requirement is enhanced and it's required more configuration. Okay, like here you have been chosen one CPU with 1 GB of RAM. Okay, and after some time it's required to enhance the RAM and CPU as well, because that it's a business requirement. Okay, so you have to choose the particular instance which you want to change the configuration. Okay, but for that you have to firstly stop the instance, then only you can change any you can able to modify your instance configuration. Okay, so firstly you have to stop the instance. Here you can see that right now I have a T2 micro instance I have been chosen. So let me change this. Okay, so it is possible. Here you can see that in running instance, this is the option only. In change instance tab, it's invisible. Why? Because the instance is running, so you can not able to change the instance type. So that I have to stop this instance firstly. Once it is stopped, then only I can able to change the instance type. Okay, now instance has been stopped. Okay, so select the particular instance and go to instance setting. Now it's visible. Okay, and you can change setting type, instance type. Okay, from here you can choose as per your requirement here, but all instance type are showing. Okay, and as per your instance type it will provide you the RAM size also. Okay, if you go through with the T2 micro, it will provide you one CPU with 1 GB of RAM. If you go with the T2 medium, then it will provide you 1 GB of one CPU with 2 GB of RAM. And like that, likewise, you can choose anyone. So right now I'm just choosing T2 small. Okay. So before changing the instance, it's showing T2 micro. Here you can see that now I am just choosing T2 small. Okay, click on apply. Now it has been changed to T2 small. Okay, now if you run the instance, start, then the here you can see that the instance configuration has been changed. Okay, and here you can also see that IP address is still remaining same. It's haven't changed. Okay, so this is the feature of elastic IP address. If you assigning any IP address to the particular instance, that will remain after shut down the instance also. Okay, so like this you can change the configuration of the instance also. Now come to the point, termination protection. Okay, now I need to change the termination protection. I believe I already told you about the termination protection. Okay, so here if you want to change the termination protection, then you have to go to the setting. Okay, and change the termination protection. Okay, so if you enable termination protection, then whenever you want to if you want to terminate this protection, then it will give you the message you are not able to terminate this, and the terminate button will be disabled. Okay, so just check once again. Okay, so you have been enabled the termination protection. Now if you're going to terminate this instance, just see what message is showing. Okay, it's showing that warning: on EBS block instance, the default action is for the root EBS volume is deleted. When instance is terminated, storage on allocated device. Here you can see that it's showing that warning about the EBS volume. Once you delete the instance, then the EBS volume also be deleted. Okay. Here you can see that the termination button is invisible. Okay, you cannot select. So whenever you enable the termination protection, then it will be invisible. This is the best practice for the production server. Okay, so I'm just changing the setting. I'm just disabling termination protection. Okay, yes, disable. So I have been disabled the termination protection. Okay, now come to the create a snapshot. I'll go later snapshot. Okay, if you want to assign multiple security group with this instance, then you can go with the here only. Okay, so in networking part, here you can see that change security group. Okay, so click here. Okay, change security group. Here I have been selected, it's running the demo SG. If you want to add another security group, then you can also select. Suppose here I am selecting host testing, then security group name is host testing, then click assign security group. Okay, now in security group section, here you can see that host testing and demo SG, two security group is added with this particular instance. So likewise, you can attach any security group but with your instance. And if you want to remove the security group, multiple security group, then you have to simply click on change security group and remove whatever you want. So I already told you how to add the it means rules. If you have rules with in this security group. Okay, here you can see that. Okay, what? Let me come to the security group. So if you in security group, if you allowing inbound rules, whatever the inbound rules, by default it allow the outbound rule also. Okay, so here you can see that the all traffic. Okay, if you delete this rule, then that request does not goes from the server. Okay, so just do one thing, let it delete, let me delete, let it all traffic, save rules. Just check what is. So I have been deleted outbound rule also. Okay, here you can see that when you are refreshing the instance, it's taking time on command. Again, again it's showing that this site cannot be reached. Okay, so it's not giving any outbound it's not traffic. Okay, it's not allowing any outbound traffic. Okay, so you have to manage. By default it will manage outbound rule also. Okay, so now come here, edit outbound rule, add rule, all traffic, all TCP, save rules, saved. So likewise you can edit to, it means you can add inbound or outbound rule with this instance. Okay, let me, again it's not reachable. Why it's not reachable? Let me assign other security group with this same instance. All traffic. Let me check why it's not booting after changing the uh, outbound rule. Having the same issue. It's not allowing incoming request.
By any chance, is it a cache issue? Can we try in any other window?
Give me a moment. It may. Let me cross verify. After that, I'll try. So I have been enabled that HTTP and HTTP. Yes. Okay. So let me edit again. Remove and add the rule. Delete. Delete. Okay. Save the rules and again edit inbound rules. Add the HTTP. Save Actually, I am running wrong IP now, so that is the reason it's showing, because I have been changed the IP address. I have this is the here you can see that this is the different IP and this is the different IP. That's the reason it's not running, because I have been changed that into Elastic IP now. So this is the small mistakes which you do in your environment also. Got the point? Why it's not running?
Yeah. I remember you released that IP, but I
Yeah. So now it's running fine. Okay, now come to the next topic. Okay, so now I'm just creating a snapshot of volume and instance. What is a snapshot? It's if you want to back up your instance, if you want to back up your volume, then you have to create a snapshot. Okay, so, why it's so required? Because if your server goes down or if something happened with your server, okay, so if you have taken that a snapshot, then you can able to create new instance with the same snapshot. Okay, so that is the main thing. So let me take a snapshots. Let me create a volume snapshot firstly. So this is the volume which is showing. You can create a snapshot from here also, and you can create a snapshot in a snapshot section also. Okay, so here I'm just firstly I'm just creating volume snapshots. So you need to choose a snapshot volume. Now here the second option is create a snapshot. Okay, so here you have to put, if you want to put any description then you can, otherwise just simply tag name is demo server snap, create a snapshot. Okay, close. So you have been created a snapshot. If you want to view the snapshot, then you have to click a snapshot window. Okay, it will take some time, I believe, to create a snapshot. Okay, so here you can see that the name which you have given to this snapshot, that demo server. Okay, and it's creating. Okay, once that snapshot is created, then it will show you that completed. Okay, that I have one snapshot of the solar instance. This is the instance snapshot. So here I have been taken that volume snapshot. If you want to take entire instance snapshot, then you can create from here, create snapshots. Okay, and here you can see that there are two options, whether you want to volume snapshots, whether you want to instance snapshot. If you choose volume, then here you can see all the volume number. Okay, volume ID, it's showing that volume ID. Okay, and if you want to create instance snapshot, then it will show you that instance ID. So what you need to do before taking a snapshot of instance or volume, you have to identify your instance ID, then you can create. So let me check instance ID. I'll create instance also. One second. Instance snapshot. Let me check what is the ID, instance ID. Okay, so this is the instance ID 2D6. 22D6. One second. So this is the instance which is running right now at your environment. Here you can add any description if you want. Okay, just add tag that you can identify. So instance snap close. So here it's creating. One second, let me edit this. This is volume snap. Okay, so I have been taken two snapshot. One is volume and another is instance. So likewise, you can take a snapshot of your volumes and your instance. Okay, if, here you can see that right now it's not encrypted format, it's not encrypted. If you want to encrypt this instance, then you can able to encrypt from here also. Okay, so for encryption, if you want to encrypt any instance, sorry, that volume or instance volume, then you simply choose that volume. Okay, and click on action, and now you have to click on copy. Here you can see that it's showing that reason. I'll show you. Okay, so encrypt. Okay, so if you choose encrypt, then it will be gonna encrypt. It's showing the description. If you want to edit, then you can, but here I'm not editing. Then it will show you the same thing in description part. Here, 1 second. Okay, so just encrypt this volume, copy. You have to click on copy. You are encrypting. Done. Now here you can see that one volume is created. Okay, and this is the encrypted volume. Here you can see that it's showing that encrypted. So likewise, if you want to encrypt the volume, then you can. Okay, so now come to the other talk. What is the topic? Okay, so now you have taken a snapshot. Now if you want to create an image from a snapshot, okay, then this is the way. So I have been taken volume snapshot. Now I want to create image from this snapshot, and I want to launch a instance with that image. Okay, so if you have to create an image, you have to select that volume. Okay, and then you have to select create image option. Here it's showing name. Okay, so this is demo server AMI MI image. Okay, you can put a description also. This is demo server image. Okay, and by default just leave it all the thing as it is. Okay, so now just create image, close it. So now image has been created. If you want to view, then you have to click on AMI, Amazon Machine Image. Okay, here you can see that I have been created one image. This is called a demo server. Okay, so image has been created. If you want to launch instance with this image, then you can simply launch from here. Yesterday I have told you, if you are here, you can see that also. If you click on launch instance, then I'll show you where it will show. Here you can see that in my image, here the dummy server image, it's showing that Linux icon, because this is the Linux distribution. Okay, here I have been added one image. This is my image. Okay, this is AWS marketplace, that AWS store, and this is community AMI provided by the different flavors. Okay, so my image, if you want to launch the instance by using this, then you can able to launch this instance also. We have a topic for that also. So create image, launch instance, copy snapshot, reason to other. Okay, create instance and availability zone. Okay, so if you want to create instance, then just select this. Okay, next, leave it all the thing default by default. Okay, root, I'm not adding anything in tag. Just select any of the existing security group. Okay, warning, you will not to be able to connect this instance as the AMI request is 22. Be opened, order the access. Okay, so it's saying that if you want to access this instance, then you have to choose the particular instance that having that port 22 is enabled. So in this, that port 22 is enabled. Okay, in that security group, that is not. I am just choosing another key pair. Choose I acknowledged, launch the instance. Now here you can see that one instance is launching. Okay, so likewise you can create a snapshot, and with that snapshot you can create a image. Okay, so here I have been created one snapshot of the volume, and after that volume I have been created one image, and after that I have been created instance. Okay, so here I haven't required this, terminate this. Okay, here you can see that that IP address and all the things are showing. So like this you can create or shutting down. Okay, now come to the. Okay, so you have been created one image and you have been launched that instance. But if you want to delete this image, then what will be the action? You have to select that particular image and you have to click on deregister. It means when you creating image, then you are registering that image to the AWS side. Okay, and if you click on deregister, then it will be deleted. It means for deleting, you have to choose deregister option. Okay, got the point. Okay, now come to a snapshot again. Okay, now if you want to copy it means that volume or server from one region to another region. Okay, then what you need to do, you have to take a snapshot of the particular instance or particular volume, then you can copy that instance one region to another region. Okay, here I have that instance, I have worked on volume. If you want to move this instance snapshot one region to another, then it's simply you have to click on action and click on copy. Okay, here you can see that it's right now in North Virginia. Okay, if you want to copy this instance in other location, then simply choose that location. Here if you choosing that ACI specific, you can copy the encrypted format also, but not just click on copy. Okay, close. So now just check whether it's copying or not. So it will again reflect on the same snapshot location. Okay, Asia specific Mumbai. Here you can see that that snapshot is creating that it is copying. Here it's showing that the description copied a snapshot. Okay, and it's pending. It will take some time to copy your instance. Once it's copy, you can able to launch this instance in this location also. Okay, so if you want to change the instance region, then you can simply do like this. Okay, if you want to now come back to the North Virginia. Okay, snapshot. Okay, if you want to right now, it's here you can see that in instance. This instance is running in US East 1B availability zone. Suppose if you want to change that availability zone also, you want to launch an instance in US 1A, then what will the be the process? You have to take a snapshot of the volume or instance. Okay, and you have to be to create a AMI. After that let me do practical that you can better understand. Okay, so I have already that snapshot. Okay, so select the volume click on action, create image, demo. I'm not putting any description. Okay, it's creating. Here you can see that AMI is created. Okay, if you launching the instance, you can launch the instance from here also. That button is there. Okay, here you can see that subnet. Okay, so that instance is in 1D, 1B. Okay, and if you want to change the availability zone, then simply just take a instance, a snapshot, create a AMI. Then when you launching the instance, just click on and choose your preferable availability zone. If you want to launch this instance 1A, then you can simply and then next and launch the instance. This is the process. Okay, so I am not gonna launch this instance. Just deregister the instance AMI, because if you leave as it is, then it will be charged. Okay, so I have been deregistered. Now come to the Mumbai region and just check whether it has been copied or not. Asia Pacific Mumbai. Now here you can see that it has been copied. Okay, a snapshot has been copied. If you want to launch an instance, if you want to create a snapshot of this, then you can simply click here and create a snapshot. Okay, no, not possible, because this is already a snapshot now. Okay, so if you want to launch instance with this snapshot, then you have to create a image, and the rest of the process will be the same. Okay, got the point? So it's not required. Let me delete this from here. Done. Now come to the same North Virginia. So likewise, you can create a snapshot, you can create a backup, you can encrypt or decrypt your volumes. Okay, so now let me delete these things. It's not required.
Actually, I have a doubt in this concept.
Just tell me.
So, as per I understand that we are going to EC2 and picking an instance from there and creating a snapshot out of the instance and creating image out of snapshot, right? Like, but if you select any one instance,
Mm-hmm.
you see the options create image. Is it different from this image or is it the same? Can
Where,
you
where?
can you select an EC2 instance?
Yeah, I'm creating.
Yes. Yeah.
Where you
Image,
are
image,
creating?
image.
Yes. This is the shortcut view, no? You can create an image from here also. Okay, let me create. Okay, you have to put image name, description. Okay, just put it name,
Uh,
demo.
okay, this is the shortcut for that,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
is between this one
Nothing.
and that.
Yeah, but that is a standard procedure. Okay, and if you working in a production server, then what you need to, whenever you are going to take a snapshot, for the best practice, you have to put you have to stop the instance. Okay, okay,
Okay.
you have to stop the instance, then you can able to take a snapshot. You can able to take a snapshot in fly mode also, in running mode. Okay, but for the best practice, you have to stop the instance, and then you can create a snapshot. That is the best practice. Okay, got the point?
Yeah,
Okay,
and
yes,
now we are creating image from this shortcut along with the volume, right?
yeah, along with the whatever the volume you have been assigned to with this instance. If you are creating a snapshot of instance, then it will uh, create a snapshot of all over the instance. But it means if you have a three volumes attached with this snapshot, then it will create that 3 volume snapshot also. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now come here. What left? Instance. So now come to the, if you want to launch an instance, okay, if you want to launch an instance by using CLI board, okay, that command line interface, okay. So what you need to do, firstly you need to configure a AWS CLI on your Linux operating system. Then only you can able to access. You have to put access key and secret access key in CLI mode. Okay, then you can able to access your whole AWS account. Okay, and you can access your AWS account from CLI also. Okay, if you want to create any type of resource, if you want to create instance, if you want to create any S3 bucket, then you can create from CLI mode also. Okay, so now I'll show you how to create instance from the CLI. Okay, and how to create a S3 bucket. So for that installation, I need to install some package, okay, in Linux operating system. Okay, that is easy install pip. By using yum you can install any type of package. Okay, easy underscore, okay, no, yes, by easy install pip. Okay, now pip is installing. Okay, it is installed. Now you have to install AWS CLI. Pip install AWS CLI. It is installing. Okay, now it has been installed. Now you have to configure AWS CLI mode by command AWS CONFI configure. Now it will ask you the access key. When you put access key, then it will ask you secret access key, and after that it will ask you reason, in what reason you want to do work, and after that it will ask you the format, whether you which format you want to execute your script. Okay, so I need to go in IAM to find that secret access key or access key. Let me check. Any user is available. Yeah, one user is there. Secret uh, security credential. Okay, so I have a secret key, but let me delete this one, and I'm just creating new one. Create access key and secret access key. That access key is this. Just copy it. You can download also. Okay, but it's not required for it. Just paste it and click on enter. Now it is asking for secret access key. So this is the secret access key. Just copy it and paste it. Please enter. Now it is asking the reason name. So here you can see that it is a global. So US East is a US North Virginia. If you want to launch any type of instance, or if you want to create any type of bucket, then you in this reason, whatever the reason, if you suppose you are choosing US East one, then the all the instance and bucket if you are creating, it will reflect on North Virginia region only. If you choose any other region, then yeah, it will resource will be reflecting that region only. So US East one I have to put. I'm just working. I'll work on US East one only. So US dash East dash one. Okay. So JSON Java. Okay. So now it has been configured. Let me check. Okay, so here you can see that if you want to view how many buckets are available in North Virginia region, S3 buckets, then simply run AWS S3 LS. Okay, it will show you that, because I have only one bucket in North Virginia. Here you can see that. Now come to the North Virginia S3 bucket. It's loading. Here you can see that the Elastic Bandstock one, only one. Here you can see that Elastic Bandstock only one. So you have been successfully configured that AWS CLI mode. Okay, so if you want to create instance, okay, by using CLI mode, then you have to, it means you have to create a, you have to, or 1 second, let me copy this code I have already created. Okay, here you can see that, I'll tell you from the starting, that you are creating instance by command line. Okay, so AWS EC2 run instance, AWS EC2 run instance is the command, okay, to create instance. Okay, and you have to put dash dash image id, you have to put AMI id. Okay, so you can simply find that AMI from here. Just type AWS AMI ID. So AMI ID as you go Terraform. So not come here. We will better understand in Terraform. We have a separate class for the Terraform. Okay. So in Terraform, we will use only the code. By this coding only, we will execute all type of resources. It means if you want to execute VPC, okay, if you want to execute create S3, if you want to create it means subnet or EC2 instance, then in Terraform you have to write a code like this only. Okay, so in Terraform section we will cover the part. Okay, you can better understand. Okay, so let me find that instance EC2 instance. So here you can see that this is AMI ID. It means Amazon Machine Image ID. Okay. So this is the ID which I have been copied here. Okay. That is 370. Here you can see that also. This is 370. Okay. So I am just launching. Okay. Amazon Linux 2. machine. Okay, so this is the ID. Okay, now dash dash count equal to 1. It means I am launching single instance. Okay, and dash dash instance type. So what type of instance you want to choose? Okay, so I am choosing T2 micro. Okay, and then key pair name. So key pair name is Iftikhar. Okay, now it's showing security group ID. So this is the default security group ID. Here you can see that this is the security default security group ID, which is available in um, AWS account, and this is subnet. Okay, subnet ID. This is the default subnet ID. Okay, if you want to create this instance in particular VPC, then you have to mention that dash dash VPC. Okay, and then VPC ID. Okay, so this is the long. Here you can see that you have to add multiple things, but when you go through with the Terraform, okay, so just describe all the codes in single file. Okay, and just give a executable permission to that file, and run simply one command that all resources will created in your AWS account. Okay, so that will cover in Terraform section. Okay, so now just click enter. Okay, here you can see that it is showing that in JSON format. Okay, here you can see that I have been chosen RDS launch wizard. That security group name is RDS launch wizard, and ID is this. Okay, and IPv6 is not there, and owner ID is there. This is my account ID 177. Here you can see that also. When you go IAM, 4177. Okay, this is my account ID 4177. Here you can see that last digit is 4177. Okay, and this is the private IP address. Okay, likewise. Yeah, so it has been created in US East 1. Okay, and this is the description about the virtualization pending. Okay, and here you can see that monitoring is disabled. Because why it's showing? Because I haven't created any monitoring. Okay, I haven't created, so that's the reason it's showing that disable. Okay, public DNS name is pending. Okay, it means already created, because once you create, it's taking some time to create that thing. Okay, ABS, here I am not optimizing any ABS, so that's the reason it's showing that false. Launch time, it means showing the date and time. Okay, here the private IP address is showing. Okay, VPC ID is not. Okay, state turn on itna, and the group name is that security group name is this, and this group name ID is this. Okay, so like this, I'm now come to the reason and just check any instance is created or not, or creating or not. Okay, here you can see that one instance is creating. Okay, let me check. An instance ID is mentioned there or not. Reserved owner ID, group ID, and TP source placement.
I think I saw this upside like very beginning.
Sorry, from very beginning, from here, this code. Okay. You want to see from very beginning, from here. One second.
No, I saw the. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Here is.
Tell me. Okay, so this is instance, you are creating instance, so that's the reason it's showing that instance. This is the JSON format. Okay, so because you have chosen now that whatever the out will come in JSON format, so that's the reason it's showing JSON language. If you knows about the JSON language, how to coding implement code in by using JSON, then you can easily understand. Okay, hello.
Yeah, yes. Got it.
Okay, so here you can see that instance ID is showing C1 C3B. Okay, just check that same. Here you can see that C1 C3B. Okay, that instance has been created and this is healthy. This is his public IP address, instance public IP address. Okay, so like this you can create, okay, any type of instance or bucket, whatever you want to create. Okay, so now anything else in EC2 section? In Terraform section, no, you can it means Terraform, you can automate all the thing. It means if you want to create any type of resource, okay, in AWS, then you can simply code and just execute that code in CLI mode, and that will reflect on your AWS account. Okay, that we will cover in Terraform section. Okay, so EC2 instance completed. Okay, so now EC2 section has been completed. Okay, so just stop both of the instance. So tomorrow I'll cover RDS or otherwise Route 53. So I'm just wrapping up for the day because I have some power issue. Okay, so if I start new session or new topic, then it will take time and it may I haven't completed because that my laptop battery is goes down and power is so having some power issue. Okay, so any doubt in current session in EC2 section? If you have any doubt, then just tell me that I can clear.
So
Anyone?
one question. One question.
Yes. I'm not able to hear you.
In our production server, do we have any public IP or elastic IPs?
Yeah. That in production server that having elastic IP, because when you create a instance in production server, for the best practice, you have to put elastic IP only, because in many, if you installing PHP or RDS, then you have to mention DNS. One second, I'll tell you. Let me show you. One second.
Yeah, I got you. So we will put
Mhm.
that public IP. I mean elastic IP, right?
Yes, elastic IP. For
So,
best practice, you have to put elastic IP only. Yes.
okay. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
got it.
Got it. Okay. So because suppose you are running instance, okay, and for the time period you need to restart the server, or for the time being you need to shut down your server. Okay, EC2 instance. Okay, but when you turn on, then the IP address will gone change. Then again you have to go. If you have 100 or thousands of server, then what you will do? That it is a very headache, na? So that is the reason to assign elastic IP. Okay. Anything
And
else? Yes.
do we have any option like we can enable elastic IP at the time of provisioning the EC2, or we don't have any option?
No. There is no option. Okay. So you have to create an instance. After that, you can only assign a elastic IP. You can unassign this IP also. Okay. So let me unassign also, that you can see. Go to elastic IP, select it, go to action, and release elastic IP address. Okay, so right now it's associated. Now if I release this elastic address IP, then here you can see that in is instance that has been gone. Okay, that here you can see that that color is also changed. While you assign that elastic IP, it's in blue. Okay, it's look like a link. Okay, but right now it's showing that number only. Okay, so that right now that 155 IP address is, one second, and let me check elastic IP, that having 44.155. Okay, so I have been deregistered that IP address, so it has been deleted. Okay, so if you it means release this IP address, then it will be gonna delete. Okay, so it has been deleted, and now the public IP is assigned by default by AWS. Okay, anything else?
Actually, when we are launching an instance in the configure section, We will have an option, right? Like saying that auto enable instance IP. Is that a IP same thing as what Sudhir is
No, no,
asking?
no, 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 no.
Uh,
Let me show you that thing
I think
also.
that
One
is
second.
public IP, right?
Here, yeah, yeah. Here, you are talking about this, no? Ki how to assign public IP address, right? Now.
yes.
Okay, so it by using this you are it means you're gonna assign public IP. Okay, if you choose disable, then it will not gonna assign any IP to your instance. I believe in VPC section you have already seen when you creating instance in private subnet, then this option will be disabled. Okay, because you are launching that instance in private subnet. Okay, so that if you suppose if you disable that na, then it not gonna assign any IP. Let me check also. Okay, so if you select before this, while I'm just creating any instance, then this option is selected. Okay, enable auto assign, enable, you can choose enable also, both are same. If you select disable, then it's not gonna assign any kind of public IP. Okay,
If
let
we
me.
select enable, then we can see public IP, right? On instance page.
Exactly. Public IP only, not any elastic IP. Public IP you can change if you assign as elastic IP, then you go through with that process only. Got the point?
Yeah, I got it. And I
Okay.
have one more question. Like very initially, when we started our class today, we launched a new instance
Mm-hmm.
with different commands saying that like sudo yum install and http sudo's
Mm-hmm.
systemctl. So at the time we wrote a line like saying as an echo, this is a testing server. But when
Mm-hmm.
we launched and when we hit that IP, we didn't saw the page. And after that we created manually we went to
Okay.
index.html, we created. What is the
Okay.
issue?
No, actually I have been made mistake. Okay, so echo is a command to print anything. Okay, so
Yeah.
when I am putting the file na, so in the redirection problem, that it's not creating any file in the
Index.
directory. Okay, that HTTP directory. So that is the reason it's showing that error. It means not created, that file has been not created. Okay, so my laptop is goes off, so tomorrow I will show you the that thing also. Okay,
Yeah,
so
thank you.
because there are multiple options you can echo, let me show you, give me a moment. Echo, this is a demo. Okay, so you can do likewise also t, and then sudo /where/ww, you can apply from your end. Okay, and just whether any file is creating or not, and tomorrow just tell me. Index.html, you can apply this format also. Echo, it means you are printing this thing, and this is a pipeline. Okay, and this is a t command. T is a special command. Okay, you can use in scripting much more. Pipeline, what it's doing, it means whatever you are putting in input, that print at the same time for the output. Okay, t will be print, and it is a work as a pipeline. It's giving the input. If you are putting input from one side, then it come to output. So this is the thing, and sudo, and this is the directory. Okay, so just apply this and just do it from your end. If it is not done, then I'll take care of this in next class also. Got
Sure,
the
well,
point?
yeah, sure. We'll try and let you know tomorrow.
Anything else?
That's all from my end.
Yeah, that's it from my end.
Anyone have any doubt? No. So
I'm
can
good.
I wrap up for the day?
Yes.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so I'm just
And
disconnecting. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
thank you.